going on, ladies and gentlemen? This Damn Word Podcast. I'm your host, Nana. Spell it however the fuck you wanna. I'm with two of my niggas right now. We gonna get into some shit. It's Christmas. My birthday's in an hour. And we about to talk to y'all about some black superheroes. So with no further ado, let me introduce you to my man.
Derek Wongama. And you can find me at New Lumen Studios.
Oh my god.
That's how we're going?
Okay, yeah.
My name is Yema Nkele, comedian at large. You can find me at Comedy Yema Yem, Yema, or you can find you can just hashtag Any Means Comedy, you'll find me. Look up my entertainment group at Any Means Comedy. Yeah.
So, what's up, niggas? You know, what's up with you, Derek?
I'm good, man.
How you feeling, Derek?
You want to know the truth? You want me to lie to you?
Nah.
Tell the people what they want to. Tell the people what they need.
Half and half.
Man, my head hurts, man. But I'm okay. Yeah, let's talk. Let's politic.
What's up with you, man? What's going on, bro?
I do comedy stuff mostly, but yeah. So I do have to plug myself. I do it. Just at Any Means Comedy. Been doing shows in LA. So follow, keep up. But yeah, how you been, bro? How's the life treating you? How's the podcast thing you got going?
This is cool. I mean, this is actually the first. Jesus Christ, bro. This is the first podcast I've done with people. This is only the second one. I'm recording actively, so thank you guys for embarking on this journey with me.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
We're going to see where it goes. But, yeah, it's cool, man. I can't say I'm not enjoying life right now. Again, I got a birthday. I'm about to be 31 tomorrow.
Hey.
Woo!
So, shout out to life for that.
Yeah.
And
God. Eh?
That's right, man. Not many people can say that, though. I lost some friends that died like 10 years ago.
Rest in peace to eBay. Jeez. If we could have a moment. Yeah, he passed, I think, before he made it to 30. And we all knew him, you know. So, yeah. It's definitely a blessing. I never thought I would live to be 30 years old. That's why I was pretty reckless for a long period of time before I was 27, probably. It's like that.
I used to consistently have nightmares about you dying.
Yeah, I used to just assume, you know, as part of black life, that somehow, some way, I'm going to die or go to jail. I just figured that it would happen some way. It could be a regular fucking routine traffic stop. And then, somehow this is going to lead to my death or imprisonment. And so I just didn't think, I won't be here that long. And then when I got to 25, I was like, fuck. I started planning to live. I don't have a criminal record. And I don't see any threat of dying, and I made it here, so what do I do now? And so then I started having to be an adult. But before that, it's pretty confusing. So
you know why I think that is? Black superheroes. We don't have enough black superheroes.
You know, that's true. I think that, yeah. I didn't really have anybody to look up to except for, like, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know, and then by the time...
Rappers aren't superheroes, dog.
No, they're not.
It's supposed to survive. And, like, you see, they had that thing on, I think Netflix just had, like, an animated thing about pioneers and hip-hop. And it's like, that's cool, but they're not superheroes.
They're not even regular heroes.
Like, I don't come home trying to look up Nas or Ludacris at the
But
end
we're
of the day.
supposed to.
But like,
That's what they think.
they haven't mapped out like what I'm supposed to do.
That's why all of our characters are dancers in video games.
Well, yeah, that's true actually. So let's get into this black superhero notion. What do you guys think about the state of the black superhero right now? What do you guys actually think about the heroes we have? Like Black Panther is coming out next year. I think that it's going to be the highest grossing film of all time. But as far as other black superheroes, like what do you guys just think about the state of the black hero?
There's something that I haven't said often. I hated the popularity of Black Panther because he wasn't mainstream, he wasn't cool, and
Oh yeah.
and so when he started becoming popular and shit, and then it's like this Black Panther shirt that I got 3 years before he started getting announced a movie is now corny. Like, but I used to hate Black Panther until I was like 12.
Yeah.
Just something about his corny Africanness infuriated me.
Yes.
Like, look, and it was like I only saw those old school like original prints of it, and it just made me. I hated Black Panther
with the corduroy pants.
Yeah,
he
I
had the
just
corduroy.
Wait, what? Yeah, I don't know.
He had a corduroy design. It was horrible.
So for the audience that might not be familiar with the design of the original Black Panther, could you guys kind of give us what did he look like?
So he basically was a watered down Batman with a tinted shade of purple, and there was a corduroy texture to it. That's basically it. That's basically it.
Corduroy Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because I wasn't as cool big African when I was little, but all that like him having spears and shit, it made me mad.
Because that's not how you see your culture.
Yeah, and it was like, but then I didn't, and then like later it was like, all right, yeah, he's hella African, so what?
So what?
He's
Yeah.
whipping them.
Well, my thing about it is, what about being African is a superpower? Is that because the lack of familiarity with African culture? Because why is it that black superheroes seem to not have superpowers?
Because the fear of superpowered black people. It's because even in the super universe, he would get gunned down by the military immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as he showed a weakness and was above like was a top level superhero, they would have took him down. You think Bruce Banner would be running around if he was a black dude? Hell no.
There's always a strange, strong connection between shooting black heroes and bullets bouncing off of them. It's everywhere.
You know, that kind of makes...
That's why their powers are based like that.
That's where their powers are based off of.
So you
Bishop.
take bullets.
If you guys don't know...
Bishop has
Bishop
good powers.
He can absorb though.
But I like Bishop. But I mean,
That's a creative character.
We were saying
I'll give him that.
It's only because we were saying before we got here, we did. Me and Derek had this conversation about black superheroes, and they all have the same power base. Like they're either metal or electric,
or carry guns.
Well, Bishop carries a gun. My bad.
There you go. There you go. It's one of the three.
Yeah.
It's one of the three. That's been my biggest problem, like, growing up. I don't see myself carrying a gun to save anyone.
I always wanted to be Cyclops. Like, it's because I grew up with glasses, and so I always wanted to be Cyclops. And it's like I would love to see of all the superheroes they talk about rehashing and making black. I always like, why not Cyclops?
Cyclops is the standard jock, white boy leader in every fucking.
But
story.
black people, they're not an analogy for black people, dog. They started that way, and now I think they're gay people. But
The superheroes?
no, X-Men. I think they're the gay people of superheroes, dog. I think they abandoned black people. I think when they let Cyclops die, they were like, "That's it. Black people stop having hope. It's over. The dream is dead."
And even I'm pretty sure like Magneto and
Professor X.
Professor X were based off of Martin, and they couldn't even make those characters black.
That's why I've always thought, like, I would love to see Black Cyclops. Out of all the superheroes, I'd love to see Black Cyclops. And we don't get stand-up dudes. Luke Cage is one of my favorite superheroes because of what he's done in the comic book universe.
Didn't nobody give a shit about him.
No, he was trash for years. No, not before Netflix.
Netflix is what made him relevant.
But even before that, the fact that he got his show. Luke Cage has done a lot in the Marvel, like in the comic books. Though, like they make him a center of the Avengers. Like I've seen a lot of dope shit in the Avengers. They make him dope.
Yeah,
in the
Avengers. As Nick Fury and the Hawkman.
Nick Fury, he's a swap. He's a swap, man.
Look.
So wait. Let's break this down because again, we're not really trying to get into what the fuck makes, you know what I'm saying, Luke Cage important. Let's talk about how fucking whack Luke Cage is. Okay, so let's take our compilation right now of all of these fucking black superheroes. If you guys want to get your fucking pen and your paper out, anybody you can think of, okay? Let's take them on the superhero scale. And let's break down their positives and negatives and then see what makes them so uniquely black and then why they suck. And then let's evaluate why black superheroes suck right now.
I'm going to start with everyone's favorite black superhero, which is Storm.
Number one on the totem pole.
Number one, she is an Omega level mutant.
Right.
So she as a standalone, I think she's a solid character. She is a black X-Man, but I do want to note that I'm an African, so I'm fine. But not a black person though, like not an African American. She's Egyptian, so I do think that's just something to note. But she does.
Isn't she from Wakanda too?
No, she is married. She married Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
But so it's just something to note that I think she's like the number one black superhero as far as power scale, being strong. Being somewhat important in her role, and then Black Panther. No superpowers, but arguably Batman is very argued to be the greatest superhero of all time. It could be argued that Black Panther is also in that realm in the event in the Marvel universe. These are our top two black superheroes, both Africans, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But one is also from an imaginary country.
Wait. Okay, Storm is cool. Okay, let's start with Storm here. Storm is one of the best superheroes ever. I mean, she has the power of fucking controlling lightning. Now, for most of my life, I was super questionable as to the blackness of Storm. I didn't know if Storm was black. And then Halle Berry played her, and I got the confirmation that I finally needed. Okay,
that's crazy.
Storm is black. And
because lots of depending on the comic book and who drew it, she looks more or less black.
Oh yeah. So there was a lot of question marks on Storm, but of course there is no Fury like a scored black woman. So it really makes perfect sense that Storm is Storm, but she's pretty much the only black mutant.
In the whole series.
The only black entire... And I feel like X-Men has really let us down in that regard. And it makes me upset. Even this new show, no black mutants.
Well, first of all, their job isn't to make black heroes. That's the last thing they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? They focus on power, diversity more of, background characters. They don't care about making equal heroes.
It's because they don't make new heroes.
But do you think that it's the luck of the draw that they just happen not to make black people, good heroes, or
they can't make them? That's what I'm saying. You would have to.
It's because look, even for what I was saying, defending Luke Cage, his origin story still starts in a prison. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no normal, like
Yeah.
that. Like, lots of black series, they have some. Then there's Cyborg, I guess, but that's like there's
God.
like. But again, all right. So all these power bases are electric, metal, have a gun. So Storm, electric.
No. Storm
has
Storm can
all
control the weather
elements.
Storm has the
Elements.
power to control the elements, but
Okay.
the only one she can
But
generate.
that comes from the idea
only
of
one that she can generate
is
is
electricity, and she can fly. But that idea
I think
comes
Storm's
from
got to leave this conversation.
that idea of Storm comes from what my mom says. How do you say voodoo?
Yeah, Voodoo Priestess.
Voodoo priestess. Juju.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where the idea of Storm came from.
Right.
Because they think black people can, have this type of
And
juju on
she
people.
was worshipped. In there, she was worshipped as a priestess, as a weather witch.
Yeah, weather. There you go.
Even
Weather
there, she
witch.
was worshipped when she was there.
There you go.
There's a period of time where she gets worshipped in Africa.
They never create young black male heroes in any of that shit. You're telling me a whole X-Men universe doesn't have any
Doesn't develop not a one black person, not a
male, at least male, teen or older.
So who's the X-Men that you identified with growing up?
I didn't. That's the problem.
I'll tell you who I identified with.
Who?
Nightcrawler.
He ain't black though.
That was as close.
Nightcrawler ain't black, even though he was cool.
As close to my shade as the X-Men was coming was Nightcrawler.
You see, that's the problem. These little white kids
But
have all these choices.
I like Gambit and I like Beast.
Gambit should have been black.
He could have been black,
He
right?
could have been, and every aspect of his character is black. He's from Louisiana. He's Cajun. He plays cards. I mean, that could be anybody from Louisiana, realistically, but it gives him the option of it. I mean, if you were to take a character and bring him back as a Negro, wink, wink,
Yeah,
Gambit.
most definitely.
Yeah.
But
we would have been mad.
I mean, what's done is done.
We would still be if the only black X-Men is a part of the Thieves Guild.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
make me feel some type of way.
It would have made. I mean, it makes more sense. At least he would have had powers. Because let's look at the
But
whole.
before we go down this game, before we go down to who would be black, let's go down what we already have before we talk about who should have been black. So, all right. So we have two. I put out two.
You put out Storm and Black Panther.
Storm and Black Panther. Black Panther. All of his power comes from imaginary money that he got from his imaginary country. They don't give him any origin story that is dope because in a country that was never conquered and is dope and all that.
No,
but as far as
fuck the dopes, that's what.
Yeah, but as far
what's
as,
really good with that is that look, this is just a stereotype. Okay, African prince inheritance. There's no actual depth to anything about Black Panther outside the fact that he's black. That's why I don't really want to throw him up there with Storm. Storm is a whole different conversation because Storm is Storm. She's like damn near God level mutant, so we'll throw her out there. Black Panther, yeah, he's up there because of his resources and access. But unlike fucking Bruce Wayne, with his backstory, his backstory is really
depth.
Is the same backstory as Eddie Murphy in Coming to America.
That's what I was trying to tell you. Coming to America, that character is exactly the same as Black Panther.
Yes.
Because Black Panther not only comes from a rich continent, fictional land, whatever you want to call it, that hasn't been colonized, but he is also intelligent, highly intelligent. Batman.
Right.
Lots of money. Batman. But net worth is a lot more. Batman. He also knows 101 different martial arts styles. Batman. You know what I'm saying? They're exactly the same. But that's the reverse thing about Black Panther because he doesn't start off in like you said, in jail. He starts off with actually having a worth.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I threw Black Panther out there is because it's the same. If you want, because you can have the exact same argument for Black Panther as people do for Batman. And so it's like, because it's like, you want to say he doesn't have any powers, whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. Anything Batman can do, Black Panther can pretty much do, or you can argue it. So it's like, let's just put those out there and get them off the table.
And he meant to poison.
But Batman...
and he's a poison. Yeah, there you go.
Batman has a tragic backstory and then rises from adversity. And that's what a lot of people dig about Batman. Versus Black Panther, who was born into money. Also, his name is Black Panther, so it really disqualifies him heavily from anything that can be liberating about the character. He threw black on him. He's almost like Black Lightning or Black Dynamite. Like, this is already
Jesus, look at those names, man.
And so that's why Black Panther, I don't even want to... It's going to be a great movie, okay? I'm excited about it. I don't really want to talk about him on this list because he's also terrible, but he's great at the same time. But let's get into the rest of these other black heroes that we know about that aren't having a movie outside of these two. So I'll throw out a third one, okay? And we can start with Cyborg.
Oh, God.
Okay?
I'm about to roast this dude, man.
Right. Okay, so Cyborg is, he falls right into our...
Armor.
In fact, just stop us. Let's list them off first, and then we'll get into why they're trash. So, Cyborg.
Armor.
Steel.
Steel armor.
Black Lightning.
Lightning.
Electric.
Electricity.
Static Shock.
Electricity.
Who else do we got?
Blade. Guns.
Bishop.
Guns. Armor.
Luke Cage.
Armor.
Arguably.
Same shit.
Night Thrasher. Armor. Weapons.
Weapons. Yeah. Guns. Yeah.
I don't think he's the gun, though.
No?
But
Like
no powers, though. He has no powers.
No powers.
He was like a whack daredevil. That's all he was.
The Hawkman.
Hawkman. We have Jon Stewart Green Lantern, who's a rehash. We have Miles Morales Spider-Man, who is a rehash.
Meaning unoriginal.
Yeah, not an original.
Not an original. Like, he
wasn't inheriting powers from somebody else.
There you go.
They did not take the time to give them a skill set. They did not give them an original power set.
Kid Flash.
Okay. Sidekick.
I have never seen Kid Flash. I'm not familiar.
Kid Flash is literally a black Flash with my same haircut.
Does that count as electricity?
It does. Well, he's a speedster, but
he's also a rehash.
Why is his name Kid Flash?
He's just okay. So first of all, Kid Flash was originally a ginger. You know, in westerns like the ginger.
He's a rehash.
He's a rehash.
I wish
is it still Wally? Whatever.
He's still Wally. Yeah.
Oh no, then he's completely They didn't get Miles Morales falls in because he has a new name.
Okay.
They just turned him black, which makes it so, and not in for another 20 years.
You heard of New 52?
Yeah.
That's where the new Wally falls in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
So he's a rehash.
Rehashes don't count. We're still talking about original black superheroes.
Because when did the New 52 happen? 2000s-ish?
I don't know exactly when, but I just know.
Either way, it was after being woke was a thing. They did it because they got caught. No, but it's either way, it doesn't count. He's a rehash and wasn't original.
Okay. Spike from X-Men.
No, he's not even canon.
He's not even canon. This is the hard part about it. Like people. Oh my god.
Spike was not.
Have we run out?
We haven't run out.
A War Machine.
War Machine.
He's a sidekick, and
he's a sidekick. He's armor, but he has his own name.
Which is cool.
But he doesn't make his own armor, and he's not self-sufficient in any way.
Trash.
He's completely untrustworthy.
His backstory is Colonel. Oh, Spawn.
Okay. So, Spawn
is trash, though.
Spawn has guns. He's got armor.
He's got guns and armor.
No, but he has necromancer.
Power.
He's a part of that armor. Like he generates.
He's a part of that armor, but he still has guns though.
He has guns though.
But he's also a wino who spends most of his time crying in an alley.
He has guns.
So he already ex-wife.
All right, what other black superheroes do we have?
The problem I have with Spawn is how dark that character, where this character comes from, is from a very dark place.
But the whole universe is set up around him and how dark it is. So it has to be like for what it was. It's set up around
Todd McFarlane created that character.
Yeah.
Right? He also made Deadpool, didn't he?
I think he designed Deadpool.
He designed Deadpool.
He used to draw.
And he designed Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. He used to draw
what is the difference between Spider-Man, Deadpool, and Spawn?
But
Spawn
looks
Deadpool
like
Deadpool
dark.
and Spawn.
Not Spawn.
Deadpool is dark, but when you consider that Deadpool is dark, and these are all characters that fall into another man's universe. He created the Spawn universe. That one's completely surrounded by him.
Yeah, Spawn's not a Marvel character.
And you have to take. You said he ran Spider-Man.
No,
for a
he
while?
designed Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was a lead animator on Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Stan Lee created Spider-Man.
He's designing characters into another person's universe, and he made like Deadpool disgusting. And there's probably like Deadpool's dark, like even his dad will look terrible like that. No, but like there's like Deadpool like he's always like he's demented like. And so Spawn has created a whole universe where he designed it, and it's just around him. And so
fuck Spawn.
I'm just saying. I'm just
bum.
framing it.
I don't need to frame anything.
He is
another
bum,
whack black superhero.
Spawn is not whack.
Spawn is a bum.
I will not accept that Spawn
is whack.
I will not accept that Spawn is whack.
And that story is long and robust and full of trash.
I like Spawn.
You like Spawn in the Demon's Hand on Dreamcast. Me too.
Okay, I got another one. Aqualad.
Is he real? Is he canon?
I don't know if he's black in the comic books.
You Googled him and I saw 1,000 pictures of
a different
Nightwing.
Aqualad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What about his father though?
Black Manta.
Black Manta.
Black
Manta.
And I guess he's of color.
Yes. His origins may have changed, but what they show now on Justice League and Young Justice, he's an African American man. Probably the only African American man in Atlantis. In Atlantis, man, you got a whole Atlantis.
In the Adriatic Trench.
The only black man in Atlantis is an evil man.
Got to take the
trash.
Who is there?
Trash.
I feel like I'm even more sad that we've only been able to name 9 black superheroes.
That's even a
there
lot.
There was whatchamacallit.
That's a lot.
He died during Civil War. But they introduced him long enough to die.
Howard the Duck?
No, the Giant. He became giant. He died during Civil War. He got shot in the chest. Well,
Lord. So since we've only been able to name 9 black heroes, let's just get into why they're trash then, okay? Because listen, black superheroes are given the least thought of anybody. Their backstories are trash. Okay, they come from a place of just ignorance about black people, and then they don't have any actual powers. 90% of their powers are
street smarts. Street smarts is his power.
They don't have any actual powers, man.
They don't have powers.
Their powers come from what's actually happening right now. Subconsciously, they're shooting black people.
Yeah.
So let's create characters where they can't die from the fucking guns that are killing these men.
He survived a chaotic environment.
Now
he's a hero.
I just want to do right by my community. Rebuilt.
What white character is saying that shit?
Did they only sell Luke Cage comics in the hood? I feel like Luke Cage comics.
I didn't give a shit. I hated Luke Cage.
I thought he embarrassed me.
He doesn't look.
I didn't like Luke until like Civil War-ish, until like that era of comic book. Like a little bit before that, I didn't like Luke Cage either.
Let me tell you something.
Until he reappeared bald and in yellow shirt.
I never even heard of Luke Cage till this one game came out called Spider-Man Web of Shadows. And that was in like 2006 or 7 because I love Spider-Man games. And this big black dude, like, you can't even see his face because like the pixel is so bad on his face, but everybody else looks great.
Right.
And this guy's name was Luke Cage. I'm like, who's Luke Cage? I've never heard of this guy before. You know, and like that time period, you see something like that. I'm like, I don't want to have a hero like Luke Cage. I want a hero like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's cool.
I don't want to.
Captain America's cool. Wolverine's cool.
Yeah.
Luke Cage looks like one of my uncles. He looks like one of my uncles, man.
And he's not cool
He's
under
not
any,
cool. He's not
under
cool
any
looking.
circumstances.
And he explains his story in the game, which pisses me off the most.
Wait, he does?
Yeah. He talks about like, I had like a radioactive accident that changed my skin, so now I have super incredible armor skin. And I'm like, what? That's it?
That's it.
That's it?
And then the list goes down that Bishop, right? I can absorb blasts and then redirect them to you. And I also carry a gun.
Just in
and
case you
travel
don't
through
blast
time.
me.
And then when you look at Bishop, he's literally an arguably black guy with a mullet. All right?
He looks like freaking, what's that one singer? Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
Literally, Luther Vandross with a gun.
With a gun and like a square over his eye. Right.
And there's no like backstory to Bishop.
They do have a backstory.
Where?
It's what? No,
not in an X-Men show.
They tell him they say it, but what you're saying is right. They don't have a backstory
Because I don't know nothing about him.
He comes from a future where there is no X-Men, or the X-Men got killed off before they got a chance to do anything, and so all the mutants got corralled. So that's why he's going back in time to make sure the X-Men don't die.
He's a messenger.
Yeah,
that's all he is.
But here's the difference, because Cable has similar kind of circumstance. But
I know more about Cable.
But there's hella comic books that show Cable's past and show him fighting in his future. There are not comic books where I can find Bishop in his future.
That's what I'm saying.
Going down that rabbit hole.
Well, again, Cable is a character of full context.
He actually is. He is a Summers too.
He is fucking the future son of Cyclops.
Yeah, you're right.
He is. So he's completely of context, whereas Bishop's only context is to come back here and to warn you, and his backstory is his story.
See, okay, so that's my problem. I always felt like Cable and Bishop were the same people, but just black and white. That's just me.
Except for Cable. Cable doesn't. I don't think Cable has any powers.
Cable does
glowing eye.
Cable does have powers. He's an Omega level mutant. Apocalypse gave him a disease that suppresses his powers, but he can flare it up. But every time he uses it, that metal arm thing takes over more of his body. And so that's yeah.
See,
I mean, at the end of the day, Cable was still in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for no reason, and he was a monster.
He was great.
He was a monster. Nobody was asking for Cable to be in
But I was so happy when he showed up.
But I was so happy that he was there.
Monster. Top tier.
He was a monster.
Top tier. Okay. Moving on.
So Bishop, no context, no backstory. It's all black story. Everybody has black story. Who else?
Did we get on Cyborg?
Cyborg? No, we didn't go down Cyborg.
Oh, let me roast this dude.
Okay, well, the floor is yours.
Oh, man. All right. He falls in the category of armor.
He's all three.
Or steel. Armor, steel. Has a gun on.
He's all three. He's just weapon.
And they
weapons is all that black people have. We can just do it in that. It's electricity and weapons.
And they gave him the fucking wackest racist line ever. Booyah! 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 Boom shakalaka! It's the same shit.
That's what he says when he does what?
When
Booyah!
he's
All the
just in a
time.
good mood. Booyah!
Chicken.
Like,
When there's pizza.
which one of your niggas say that shit? Booyah. Nobody.
No. I refuse to accept
I
it.
didn't like Cyborg because I felt like he falls under the category of every other hero I've seen up to date. He's covered in metal. I mean, Teen Titans Cyborg, he's kind of funny, and I like that design and all that, but he's kind of like just the...
And his backstory is kind of funny because it's just he was just a high school quarterback.
Yeah, his backstory again. Zero.
His dad
depth.
is smart though. His dad worked for a company and saved him.
high school...
But he's not responsible for his superhero-ness at all.
Man.
Zero depth.
Do you remember Vince LaSalle?
Yes. He grew up.
You can literally... Look at his face! Vince LaSalle has the same backstory. If you put Vince LaSalle in a car accident...
What's Cyborg's name? What's his real name?
I don't even know, man. I don't care for that character.
Yeah.
Vince LaSalle has the same backstory as Cyborg. If you put metal body parts on Vince LaSalle, it's the same character.
You know,
Just with a fade.
the average on black superheroes would literally go up if Shazam was a superhero.
Ugh.
We would have a better
Unique.
chance.
Unique.
Yeah, a more
Unique.
powerful roster if you could include Shazam.
They probably couldn't because the name is also taken already.
Well, yeah, Shazam isn't canon because Shazam was also played by Steel. So it can be both. You're either Shazam or you're Steel. And Shaq chose to be Steel.
Okay. Cyborg's story is pretty trash. He has a gun, metal. Every now and then they put him in Justice League. I don't know. Sometimes he's in Teen Titans, sometimes he's in Justice League just to fill the quota.
Yeah.
He's a quota character.
I always hated that part because
Steel quota character.
you can never, when you see Justice League, when I see Cyborg, I automatically know the Green Lantern's gonna be white. Because they're never in the same scene. They're never in the same scene. There's a thing called I call it the Hollywood formula, where you have to have at least one black character amongst 8 or 9 white men or women.
Mm-hmm.
And
They typically go woman. They typically go black woman.
typically go black women, right? But in Justice League is a perfect example because you have 2 characters that are both in the Justice League, but the Hollywood formula is you cannot have more than one black person on a team because it just looks weird.
Mm-hmm.
It looks weird.
It looks weird.
And there's a movie that pointed that out. I think not another teen movie. Is that the movie where the guy walks in the kitchen? He's like, yeah, man, they didn't tell you, but I'm the only black guy here right now. He's like, oh, my bad, plan. I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah. It kind of happens, but yeah, you gotta go because there only has to be one black guy in this whole film. He's like, oh, my bad, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To have Jon Stewart,
Yeah.
and Cyborg in the same scene would look weird, and that's why people. In Justice League, before it even came out, people were assuming Tyrese would be Green Lantern. I'm like, dude, or Idris Elba, whatever. I'm like, yo, whatever Green Lantern's whoever's gonna be, he's gonna be white. Because they already added Cyborg for that diverse,
they're not gonna double down.
You know what I'm saying?
They're definitely not gonna double down. I would put up so much money. I wish there was a Hollywood bet. I mean, a Vegas bet on that shit. I'd put $200 on that shit right now because that shit's gonna cash out. There's no way they'd have it. There's no way that they're gonna give them 2. But even Avengers.
Both Avengers was an all-white cast for a long time.
But they've got 2 in there, right?
They've got Falcon and Nick Fury.
Falcon. Okay, so Falcon. We forgot Falcon. Falcon runs under guns.
He doesn't.
Falcon is trash.
And
He doesn't have guns, but he does fall under the category of trash.
Falcon now has guns.
Yeah. This is a new addition.
Falcon's origin story is trash.
It's trash.
His original design is trash.
God,
Holy shit!
I hated Falcon.
I can't.
Falcon was a sidekick where it made me mad.
Yes.
It was. You were like,
yes,
because I love Captain America. I've always loved Captain America. But I was like, you fucking step and fetch.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how I felt. You're going to come and run to this fucking flag man's aid all the goddamn time. This is all you're good for. Just stupid wings.
I totally forgot about Falcon. Holy shit.
Stupid wings. God, I hated the original. Don't get me wrong. I think his name's Mackie or something. The dude who plays him in the movie. I love
Anthony Mackie.
I love him in the movie. Like, they've done a cool job with him. Like, just pretty much making him a flying assassin with guns.
He's dope. No, I like
but
he's dope outside of his trash.
But he is
costume.
trash, bro.
And that's why he doesn't have that trash costume in the practical movie. Because they know that shit's trash.
But in the movie, his costume is also trash. Because
he doesn't have a costume.
Right.
It's a tactical suit.
You can't... What's tactical about flying around with your full face exposed in the wind?
Hey, that's like quote-unquote tactical suit. He's got goggles, he's got wings, he's got guns. He still falls in the category of guns, and he's still a fucking sidekick.
If you're not talking about the whack-ass version, that original that he has guns.
No, I'm gonna get on the original right now.
The original is trash.
I'm talking about the white version?
The white and red with the flat top. He look like my uncle! He look like my uncle! You see, these...
He looked like he could host Reading Rainbow, nigga. I hated that. Like, I hated Falcon.
You know a black hero is whack when you look like your uncle, man.
All of them?
Black Lightning.
I'm about to
Black Lightning is about to be your
Falcon.
uncle, the superhero, the TV show.
No, the original Black Lightning for sure looks like your uncle on Halloween. And he's got the Speedo and the gut.
Damn, hold up. I'm about to Google these dudes right now.
Man, I'm weak.
Falcon Marvel.
Oh, fucking Falcon.
Falcon is trash, man.
Who else, man? Static Shock. Got his powers by almost going to a gang initiation, I believe.
Don't get me started on Static Shock and all that goddamn purple.
Jesus
But I don't know what Static Shock...
Bang babies.
When they're actually called mutants.
Bang babies.
Please stop.
That's Falcon. That's Falcon. Don't he look like your uncle? One of your uncles?
He looked like a professional wrestler.
He definitely looks like a wrestler. Or, interestingly enough, a Street Fighter character.
Oh, don't even get me started on Street Fighter, man. Don't get me started on that.
What other black... There's Blue Marvel, but he only...
Stop talking about him, please.
Yeah, but I'm the only person...
I can't even go up to a convention and ask people, do you know who Blue Marvel is?
They
won't know who he is. Who the fuck is Blue Marvel?
They won't know. Honestly...
Deep diving. Nobody wants
honestly and truly, I think I found out who he was, and I think I actually search engined him to read his comic books on the internet.
I'm more sad that between the three of us, and I know that you guys are deeper in it than me, is these the only black superheroes? Are these really the only ones?
Yes. This dude, Falcon, looks like one of those Spanish wrestlers, man.
Yeah.
Those luchadors.
Luchador.
This is... What?
It looks like Rainbow Mika.
No.
My question is, how is he flying? He has no power.
Right.
How is he
He
flying?
glides. He catches the air or something.
No, you have to jump at a high altitude to even fly. Are you telling me this guy like goes at the very height and just glides down on fight scenes? No, that's whack.
He has a real falcon with him that might help him.
That's whack.
He can talk. He used to be able to talk to birds.
They took that power away from him?
I don't know.
He can't talk to any. This dude's powers are whack.
Well, all right.
What powers?
He doesn't have any powers,
All right,
man.
there has
Powers
to be somebody
be
else.
Anthony Mackie and wear a flight suit and shoot guns, handguns.
Is there anybody else? Damn.
This dude looks like Cyborg too, like right here.
I'm gonna actually.
It's probably the same sprite.
All right, just to keep. Damn it. Even I wanted to just make up one because she's miscolored, and sometimes I've seen her look kind of black. Domino.
He Cyborg? Or did somebody become?
Someone just mashed the body.
Oh.
Okay, I'm off Cyborg and Falcon.
Steel.
Steel. Okay, Steel is original, right?
Technically, yeah.
No,
he's original.
But his backstory is exactly the same as Luke Cage.
Yeah, it is. Lives in the inner
okay.
city.
There's Vixen.
Okay, I forgot about her.
There's the Bumblebee too.
Bumblebee, the one from the DC version, not the Marvel one. And then there's that fucking whack ass the whack ass Vixen's cool. She's a solid superhero.
Bumblebee.
I don't know her origin story very much, but I haven't delved too much into it. But she's on equal footing with those other people in her TV show.
Well, some of these people have never entered the
Oh.
community conscious, though.
But Vixen is on that show now. On WB or yeah.
She's on Legends.
On Legends, yeah.
Yeah, she's a add-on.
Oh, she's an add-on. She wasn't the original cast.
No, because Vixen was where did I see her first? I feel like I want to say Flash or Arrow. I don't remember.
But I mean but they did all those shows like that though. They launched them as
they pushed them to Legends now. All those Remainer characters are all on Legends now. So she's a Legends now.
And so so she's worth a mention.
Yeah, she is. She's original.
She has solid powers.
But
she has real
what are her powers? What do her powers come from, and what do they associate with? Is where I'm getting at now.
More juju.
More juju.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't know about her.
She can summon animals.
So
spirits or something like that.
She's got this
and she has
African necklace thing, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever spirit animal she wants to transform into, she doesn't really transform into them. She transforms into their attribute.
Okay.
So, like a falcon,
Mm-hmm.
she can take on the spirit force of a falcon and fly. She can take on the spirit force of a bear and have the brute strength. She can take on the spirit force of maybe a dog and have hyper sense of smell. She can take on the spirit force of maybe a fast rabbit and run fast, whatever. But it still comes down to African juju.
And so then we have trash ass. But yeah, again,
but
juju.
she's still cool though.
So now we have. So now it's either African. African is a superpower. Like we have to trace it as a superpower because the only ones with actual superpowers is Storm and Vixen, and then the only one who gets respect is Black Panther, who's also his only superpower is being African.
Yeah. So is anybody like just I'm black?
Miles Morales is
born with superpower and or. You know what I'm saying?
So,
came from other planets
so,
and or.
So there's a black Superman now. I forget his name.
Which is just thirsty.
But he's a swap. What was that word you said? Rehash.
Yeah, if he's a Superman, there's obviously
black Superman.
They need to. That's one of the reasons why DC is trash.
You guys,
what is with these super families? Can you imagine if, there is a Wolverine several children out there, but
but to be fair, Wolverine also lived dumbass long.
Right.
To justify him having war babies.
Well, he has children that formed a team of 5 to kill him, but, and he killed them. But it's
I think he's killed multiple children like that though. Like I feel like there's been multiple times his children have tracked him down and tried to kill him.
So it's not even like that. But these DC comics, they have these super families like even though Wolverine has actual family, he doesn't have like a team of people who dress like Wolverine that are Mr. Wolverine and Baby Wolverine. The fucking DC, it's super families. Batman has a family, and then there's 12 Batmans, 4 Robins in it, and then fucking Green Arrow. There's probably a
Spider-Man started doing that shit.
Yeah, Spider-Man is turning into trash.
And yeah, I do find it incredibly corny. I don't like it. Batwing. Batwing is the wackest. Like, bruh, it's so insulting, bro. That they finally.
And he falls into armor.
He falls into armor.
Who is
when
Batwing?
Batwing is
right
just like.
He is a Iron
he
Man.
is Iron
Batman.
Man. Batman. So you know Lucius Fox, Morgan Freeman in the Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
He is actually black in the comic books, and his son goes into his shit and finds that his dad made him a suit. So he has a suit where he can fly around and shit, but unlike Iron Man, he shoots out batarangs and dumb shit like that. So
Is he a kid?
Yes.
he's not a kid.
In the movie that I've seen, he's a kid.
No. In the animated,
The animated
movie,
one, yeah.
where it's Batgirl.
Yeah.
In that one, he's coming back from the army.
Oh, he looked younger in there. Is this it? Is that it?
Yeah.
Or is that watered down version? It's watered down.
I don't know if that's the official version. I don't think that's the official version. But yeah, so he flies around, and in that movie he doesn't punch a single person. So you mean we finally get a black Batman kind of person.
I can't even get any pictures of this.
And he's named after the plane that Batman flies.
Oh.
Yes!
No.
That was the problem I had with that shit.
He's named after a plane that Batman flies.
Batman's, one of his planes are called the Batwing.
Yeah, so there's that. And
His
just
name
point blank
sounds
period,
so lazy.
You mean to tell me that he's the only one who doesn't fucking fight? Like, all the rest of them go and they do Batman shit, and he's just, but he's not Batman, he just flies around. Bruh.
Batwing.
I googled it, dog. We pretty much hit everybody. Like, including...
Mr. Popo?
No.
Don't you do this.
Don't give me... No. No.
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee, is that her name?
I believe so.
Bumblebee is another wasp, right?
Yeah, it's Wasp or Bumblebee. I don't know. One of them is DC, one is Marvel, right?
Bumblebee, I don't know shit about. I've seen her before. Is she a villain?
No, she's a good guy.
Okay, I don't know shit about her, and there's no backstory about her,
Mm.
and they don't promote her like that at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Damn. Is there any? That's sad. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
Bruh, I'm literally looking through
Michael
it.
B. Jordan?
Oh, let's even talk about that. Terrible. I'm so upset. That was such an insulting replacement to make the Human Torch black. And let me tell you why. Because they didn't make his sister black. So, you mean to tell me that the only person that you feel comfortable making black in the Fantastic Four, aside from the fact that you're not going to ever address the fact that they either has to be adopted or for some reason that she's not, like, they just somewhere, just do it. Address it.
They did address that he was adopted.
No, because her dad was black.
His dad. They addressed the girl was adopted.
Did they address it? I don't.
Yeah, because the dad was black.
I don't think they ever address it.
They did.
Right, they did.
They did. I remember.
It wasn't a good movie. Don't get it wrong.
But either
they
way,
address that.
you mean to tell me that you only feel comfortable making the Human Torch black because he's the hothead who flies off the handle and is the stupidest one of the group, but you don't feel comfortable making his sister black too?
No.
Fuck that. You don't feel comfortable making Mr. Stretch black?
Oh.
Reed, Doctor?
I got one. This dude, Falcon becomes Captain America.
Yeah, I know.
Which is still
Rehash.
And point blank period. You can't get rid of the past. We know the water you had to carry to become Captain America, like wearing that stupid ass suit. So just because it comes, at what cost?
Black Lightning. Okay, so my problem with him is he's runs the category of lightning.
Yeah.
And his name is literally Black Lightning. Just like Black Panther.
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning. Black Lightning falls under the category of, do you guys remember Sailor Moon?
Yeah.
Do you remember Tuxedo Mask? This nigga's name is exactly who he is.
Yeah?
Wow.
And it's just like, how?
Wow. So, what? I don't know much about him, but do you know, like, his backstory? Like, did he get hit by a radioactive lightning or some bullshit like that?
I don't know Black Lightning's story.
I know he came before Static. I know that.
I do know he came before Static.
Damn, I think we got them all, dude.
That's really embarrassing.
Because I'm looking through, and it's like, there's other ones, but it's like, I don't know you. Like, I've never heard of you people before, and they only have like 3 comic runs, so I don't feel like they're worth mentioning. Alright, so now I finally made it to Marvel's list. Let's see if there's anybody I haven't. There's apparently the Black Musketeers. I don't know who the fuck they are, but they're called the Black Musketeers. Let's just go through this. Black Musketeers.
Oh,
Black Talon.
Okay.
Blade. Adam Brashear, the Blue Marvel.
Oh, that's your guy.
Brother Voodoo, African.
Who?
Brother Voodoo.
Who are these? I don't know. Who are you talking about?
Brother Voodoo is a Doctor Strange character. He's not a real standalone. Captain Universe? I've never heard of him.
Who's that one chick in
Cecilia Reyes. I think I know who she is. I can't remember her
Who's
power,
that one
though.
chick in Luke Cage? The cop.
Misty Knight.
Misty Knight.
Is she real?
She's a real
Misty Knight is
character.
real, and she
has a metal arm.
She has a metal arm, and
She carries a gun.
Carries a gun.
Jesus Christ.
Very low level. She's
just has a metal arm.
She's essentially.
So how many metal arm characters have we already named that are black?
Metal arm.
We've got Bishop.
Bishop doesn't have a metal arm. Though.
Bishop has a metal arm.
He does have a metal arm.
Does he?
He does. Just like
he's
Cable.
almost exactly like Cable. When they first appear, they're exactly.
They're exactly alike. Dude, they're from the fucking future. They both have crazy
Cable,
eyes.
Cyborg.
Yeah, Cable. Bishop's got the thing around his eye.
Dio has a metal arm. He's a metal man. Like his power, when he's fighting, he's all metal.
No, yeah,
so
if
Steel, War Machine,
Steel, Cyborg, Misty Knight, Luke Cage, technically.
You know who else has a metal arm?
Spencer.
Jax from Mortal Kombat has 2 metal arms.
Yeah.
Spencer, I don't know if he's black or not. I think he's more of the Dominican category again.
His name is Spencer, man. It's like Spencer Jones or some shit.
Spencer's not black. He's black when I want him to be, but he's not really black.
Why?
I don't know.
Bro, he has dreads. His face is brown, and that's pretty much all I can get.
Goliath was the dude I was thinking about during Civil War who gets blown. Who gets blasted.
From fucking gargoyles?
No. But the gargoyles are black.
We forgot a character. Firestorm. But he's a rehash, unfortunately. Firestorm was originally white, or two white people. They made him...
Manape.
What?
Meteor Man.
I almost hit you. Oh my god. Not the fucking Meteor Man.
Meteor Man's original. And
Black Man.
Original too. But both of those stories
Are Luke Cage.
They all take place in the inner city.
There's that...
Yeah, it's getting there. I'm almost out of here.
Oh.
It's time to wrap. It's time to wrap.
Oh, man. Yeah, we hit all... These are whack, bro.
Who's whack?
This list is... Black superheroes. We deserve better
We
heroes.
deserve better. We've come to the conclusion that we deserve better.
So Marvel, hit me up for development. I got so many ideas. I'm not going to say them because you'll steal them and not give me credit.
Steal them. No pun intended.
Steal.
And honestly,
shock
truly,
you.
if there's a form, I have metal superhero. If you want one, like I can give you what you want too. We can compromise. I mean,
So we've come to the conclusion that there really is no original black superhero.
there is no...
Either they're rehash or they fall under the dirty three, which is steel, armor. No, armor,
armor
guns,
slash
The
steel.
dirty
lightning.
two. It's just machinery
machinery.
or electricity, and even electricity falls right. Machinery falls right into electricity, but it's either a steel.
We get
steel-
electricity because we're fast. That's the only reason.
I don't know. I feel like they feel like the actual heroes of life in real life are black people, and so then they come up with all these fictional ones to satisfy what they need. The people who are really
It's because
braving crazy odds every day and doing this stuff are Negroes. You know, the physical specimens out here, those are Negroes. And so because in their little white lives, they don't ever muster the courage to face insurmountable odds and fucking overcome them. And they're not actually physically imposing or fast, you know. They might just, you know, attribute those qualities to... That's what makes a hero to them, but to make that into a black person would be like making a god out of him.
Yeah.
Because it's... I just...
Could you imagine if Superman was actually just drawn as like a Michael Jordan style bald black man? how that would make white people feel?
Yeah.
Nah, but...
They would be like...
If somebody could use a story of something like an Uncle Ben happening, where somebody in their family just gets popped, and then they get the ability to change something. Like we deserve that level of character development, where we get a real character.
But
from
I wouldn't want it for a backstory like that where someone gets popped in my family.
His name is LeBron James. That's what those stories are happening every day.
I'm just saying, like, I'm saying the level of character, like, we deserve a character that's relatable. Like, we deserve somebody who, you know what I mean? Like, somebody who we
can connect with.
Yeah.
Yeah, who has a day job that's not like washing cups at some fucking dirty dive bar in the middle of the hood before the fucking cartel walks in, and then he has to use his powers on them. How come we can't have somebody who works at the Daily fucking Planet by the day, and then, you know, afterwards he fights crime and crazy uniforms?
Went to school, went to university, you know, dating a hot girl.
Has the ability
has good credit. You know, like, attractive looking.
Yeah, not just crazy blockheaded fucking
You know what I'm saying?
Luke. Yeah, holler at us, Marvel, man. DC. Well, DC, you don't have to holler at us. You've made your bet. But Marvel, you guys holler at us and we can push some of these ideas on you. Because the ideas, it's not to say that you guys have bad ideas. It's just the ideas that you make, you don't understand the culture. So I don't think that you guys understand how to make black characters because you don't understand what's relatable to us to make these people into actual heroes. You're just taking things that seem stereotypical and making whack characters out of them. And maybe because you don't understand black people, you believe that there are limited situations from which you can make origins from. But we live normal lives too.
Yes, we do. See?
We live normal lives too. So with that being said, you guys got any words in closing?
Nah.
Instagram, Twitter me at comedy YEMA YEM. Enjoy your lives.
All right. Next time. Until next time.